That's a compliment.
With that, the court will come to order. It is Monday, May the 24th, 2021. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and the Kerr County Commissioners Court is now in session. If you would, please rise for the pledge and prayer, which will be led by Commissioner Moser.
Pray with me if you will, please. Dear Lord, thank you for all the blessings that we have in this area. Thank you for the rain. Please continue to bless us with the rain. We thank you for care you're taking for Commissioner Ballou and not having to have his cane today. Bless all those that protect us here and overseas. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
That was impromptu.
I don't want to jinx this, but it looks like we may have an efficient agenda today.
I wish you'd quit saying that.
But we always start our meetings with the public input. And this is the opportunity for the public to come address the court. It's input only. We don't give output back. But this is your opportunity to bring things to our attention that you would like for us to be aware of and put on our radar screen. Is there anyone who would like to address the court on items that are not on the agenda? If they're on the agenda, we ask that you wait until that agenda item is called. Alan.
I would just like to remind the court, I know
So we got YouTube right there. I want people to see you and hear you.
Oh, gotcha. I would just like to take this opportunity to...
Let me start. This is Alan Bristol. He is with the Texas Association of Counties, and he is our...
I am your
Our
county
CRO.
relations officer.
Right.
We now have territories. I've got West Texas in the Panhandle, so y'all are in our West Texas territory for HBS, which is...
We consider ourselves West Texas, so that's good.
Well, you should. You should. But I just want you to remind the court to stay tuned to TAC for ARPA information. We've got Judge Whitley. He's the county judge of Tarrant County. Tramer Wojtek, who's also a county relations officer, and most importantly, Nathan Craddock, who's the Tom Green County auditor, and in my opinion, one of the best auditors in the state. They are watching all the webinars that NACO and Treasury are doing, and so anytime there's any new rules, do's and don'ts, they're going to come up with that. I've spoken with your auditor this morning. I know you've already designated somebody. They've gone into the portal and signed up, and that's really, y'all are right where you should be right now. And your auditor and I talked about using the lost revenue formula. Figure that out first. Take whatever lost revenue you can replace out of the money, and then figure out other things to use it for. You will have till 2024 to spend the money. And I know I'm preaching to the choir with this particular court because I know y'all are very, very conscientious.
But Alan, this is important because people are listening to you on YouTube as we speak.
Oh, good.
So let me go back and pick up some acronyms. You talk about
ARPA, American
Rescue Plan Act.
Yes, American Rescue Plan Act.
That's the new acronym we use for that.
Correct.
And you also mentioned NACO.
NACO's National Association of Counties.
Right.
They are in constant contact with the U.S. Treasury. So anytime there's new rules that come out, they will have a Zoom call and inform everybody of what those new rules are. And then TAC, Texas Association of Counties, will have a webinar. Anytime anything comes up that we think counties need to know, that further explain the American Rescue Plan Act. And like most West Texans, wouldn't have necessarily voted for this thing myself, but that horse is out of the barn. It is law. I've even had some counties in far West Texas in the Panhandle that wanted just to send the money back, and I would not encourage that, just because if you don't use it, then it's going to wind up in Philadelphia or LA. So you guys have historically done a very good job of planning, and I would encourage you to use it for something that's going to benefit the citizens of Kerr County long into the future. I appreciate the time, and I thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Any other public input? Okay, there being none, then what we're going to do at this point is have our commissioners' comments. And I'm going to start in reverse order today to give you some time to catch your breath. We'll go with it.
A little winded over there. Picking on me today.
Deservedly so.
In case you can't tell, we're quite collegial in this court, so.
Well,
Precinct 4.
we're appreciative for a little bit of rain. I got about 6/10 over the weekend altogether, I think. I had a fun weekend. I went to San Angelo to watch the Lone Star Conference college baseball playoff, and it was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you that,
Do we have any local relevancy?
well, we do, because we had 2 players on the all-tournament team. We had Sheriff Lee's son Larry was on the all-tournament team, and Aaron Walters the MVP of the playoffs. And so that's and both of those played together at Center Point together, so you can see the relevance. Unfortunately, they weren't on the same team this weekend, and so the Angelo team goes on with Aaron Walters. And speaking of Center Point, Damian Van Winkle, which is Irene Van Winkle's son.
West Current?
Yep, West Current is the new AD at Center Point. So hats off to everybody from Center Point, I guess, from Precinct 4. All right, that's all I got.
Precinct 3.
Continuing on baseball, didn't realize I had this lead in, but if we have 3 Longhorns up here, congratulations to the University of Texas. They won the Big 12 baseball, and there is relevance to Kerrville because Lance Ford is on that team. Another baseball note, recent graduate Asa Lacey, who's with the Kansas City Royals, is in high A right now. It's his first year. But he managed to hit 101 mile an hour on a fastball last week. Pretty fast. About as hard as anyone can throw it. So anyway, that's all I have.
Good stuff.
Precinct 2.
Well, we've already talked about precinct 2. No, that's very, very good, Don. I talked about this before. Just a heads up, everybody's always interested in what's happening on the river with concrete production and aggregate and so forth. Ingram Ready Mix is plans on relocating their facility on Sidney Baker to an area to 10 acres behind Fox Tank. So there's some TCEQ permits on that, so that'll be happening, and they plan on making improvements like concreting the road that goes in and out, so that'll help on dust and dirt and so forth. A lot of questions from people, comments about fireworks and why the county cannot eliminate fireworks at certain periods of time. And I've taken some stuff from county attorney, responded to people and said county doesn't have any authority to do that except fins with rockets and rockets with whatever.
Missiles with-
Right.
Yeah,
And
those
so
are-
we're very limited in what we can do. So, but they're concerned about animals, okay, and what fireworks does to animals and creates a lot of disruption for them. And the other thing I'll say is Center Point Village and Verta Creek Ranch are moving forward to come back to the court with all their requirements to be able to take the next step. So things are happening. That's it.
Okay,
Precinct 1.
I've been doing a lot of checking roads. There's been washouts because of the rain. There's been lots of potholes after what we had with the freeze. And, you know, those cracks in the road expand. We have a lot of issues that the road and bridge is dealing with right now. And let your county commissioner know if you got one, because road and bridge can't see everything at all times. But I've done a lot of road travel. Second is that I went to the fundraiser, the benefit for Clifton late over the weekend, Hill Country Youth Event Center. It was very well attended, and it was wonderful to see so many people in the community. And what I always say is that when we have a problem in Kirk County, we have a party. And so that's what we did. We had a great time, raised a lot of money, and he was there. He was able to be there. Nobody could get near him because he's doing his transplant, but it was a good turnout, and Jake Williamson was there to make sure that everything ran well. And there's a lot going on out there at that Hill Country Youth Event Center that is doing a lot of good for the community. So I just feel proud to be a part of a community responds this way when somebody needs their help. That's all.
On a countywide basis, I'd like to build off of what Commissioner Moser was talking about. A lot of people think that the county can just prohibit fireworks, and we simply can't. They're governed by state law, and we are the lowest enforcement body of state law. What you hear us talk about are missiles with fins and rockets with sticks, or sticks with rockets, however it goes. We can regulate that, but other than that, unless the climatic conditions, the weather conditions are such that it's too dry and too dangerous to discharge those fireworks, we can't stop it. And we've gotten a lot of chatter from the public about that, and I'm just clarifying that because what Commissioner Moser is telling you is the absolute truth. We're limited in what we can do, and with the recent rains for Memorial Day, there will be fireworks sold. Now by 4th of July, don't be surprised if maybe they're not. I don't know. We'll see. The other thing I'd like to report, Alan Bristol is here from TAC. Last week, TAC put on the Probate Academy down in Corpus Christi, and a number of us went. Really the first time that most of the county judges have had a chance to gather since COVID, and it was really a fun time and a very informative time. It was a very good seminar, and Alan was part of a group of us Hill Country judges that were teasing Mary Cunningham, and we in good sense of humor, but it was really a good time. And I know as the county opens up and as the state opens up and the country opens up, everybody's looking forward to either traveling or getting out. And all I would do is remind people, we still have to be smart about what we're doing. And we didn't wear masks at the conference, but we were careful. And nearly always, when we sit down to talk with somebody, make sure we know who's vaccinated and who's not. Now, officially we can't ask people that, but privately you can. So I just encourage people to, as you get out and about and start traveling again, be smart. So with that, let's go ahead and start our agenda. First three items are all Doug Thomas's. Let me just call them at one time so we get him up there and don't let him sit down. The first one is the discussion and update regarding COVID-19. The second one is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding an update, facility use, and other matters related to the severe winter weather disaster. And the third one is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the MOU between Kerr County and FEMA for the iPause addition to our Code Red system. And we'll get to that one last. But we'll go from COVID to the winter storm to iPause.
Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioners. So for COVID, our update for that, we only update the stuff every Monday. The spreadsheet from DSHS doesn't come but once a week. So active account as of last Monday was 47. Recovered was 4,376. Deceased were 88. And to kind of give you an idea, some of the updates that I give you all reference the RMOC, the Regional Medical Operations Center. That number, as of this morning, was at 2.6%. That's the 32%. I'm sorry, the GA32 number for staying open, basically. So that total number for the 27 counties that are in Region 8 is 151. So that's 151 people that are actually in the hospital that are COVID positive at this point. So I think we're doing pretty good. We're still really low on our hospitalizations. I think we were 2 the other day. I'm curious to see what it's going to be this week. I'm hoping we can get down to 0 and stay there for a while. Vaccinations, we're still doing vaccines. We'll be at the Diedrich Center tomorrow. Texas Military Department will be here to do the second doses for the follow-ups for the homebound that we've been doing. But so far for vaccinations in Kerr County, we've had allocated 20,100. Total administered has been 32,399. The number of folks that have received at least one dose is 18,573, and we have 15,224 fully vaccinated. So, and that number changes every 24 hours because anytime anybody gets a vaccination, whoever vaccinated them has to update the state within 24 hours. So
So Deb, if somebody wants to get vaccinated today, what do they do?
H-E-B, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, then give them a call and see if they have vaccines.
Okay.
We're almost to the point of saturation. I mean, you can go to Walmart a couple of weeks ago, and they were announcing it over the loudspeaker, if you need your COVID vaccine, come get in line. And
Okay.
you walk by there, and there's nobody in line, so,
So it's probably available to anybody that wants it in the county?
yes, sir.
Good. Good.
So we're doing, like I said, the second vaccine for the homebound again tomorrow. And then on June 1st and June 2nd, I have another Texas Military Department coming in. We'll be back at the First United Methodist Church to do second doses of the Moderna vaccine once more. That'll probably be the end of the mass vaccination clinics. For me, anyway. Now, Peterson may still be doing another one. So that's basically it for COVID. Any questions?
Nope. Move on to the winter storm.
So the winter storm. All right, so as of last week, TDM and FEMA have moved the deadlines farther back for the PSTAT and the ISTAT information. Now the deadline is June 20th. And again, like I said last week, I don't think we're going to find out if we're going to be included in the individual assistance declaration until after June 20th, when they've got all that data in and they can look at it. I guess there's been other counties and municipalities that are having a hard time getting all their data together, but ours is done. I think we've submitted all of ours, and so we're just waiting. But that does give us additional time to keep putting data into those individual assistance surveys. So that's where I'm concentrating my efforts right now. So for the individual assistance surveys, from last week, we've gone up 3. We had destroyed, we're still showing 3, major 178, minor damage 122, affected 58, minimal 206, for a total of 567. I think last week was 564. To kind of give you an idea what the surrounding counties have sent as far as ISTATs. Bandera County has done 716 surveys, Gillespie County 815, and Kendall County has done 950. So I think I'm still getting calls occasionally, at least once or twice a week, about folks wanting to, how do they get assistance, and they're still not completing the survey, so we're having them complete the survey as soon as every time I get a phone call. It's pretty much, well, have you completed the survey? No, what survey? Give me your email and I'll send it to you. So we're still getting all that information out. Hopefully, right after June the 20th, I'm hoping that we'll hear something about our individual assistance surveys. All right, that's it for the winter storm.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the MOU. It's actually an MOA, Memorandum of Agreement. Last week when I was here, or week before last when I was here, you were given the incorrect document. The document you were actually given was the application for the Memorandum of Understanding, or a Memorandum of Agreement. Now before you had the actual Memorandum of Agreement. The last one, the judge, there wasn't any place for the judge to sign it, and that's when we figured out it was the application for the agreement. So now the actual memorandum of agreement is there, and I think the judge has to sign it on page 7 and 14, I believe.
Tell the public what IPAWS is.
Integrated Public Alert Warning System.
Okay.
This is an action item that we need to adopt.
Yes, sir.
So what is different about this from the EAS system?
It's nothing. It's part of the EAS. That's what IPAWS incorporates. EAS and
What's EAS?
and one other system that are controlled by FEMA.
The
So what's going to
emergency
happen
alert
is when,
system that you hear on the radio. is what
yes,
we're
sir.
talking
Yeah, there was one that went off at 6 o'clock this morning.
That is,
So-
I got it.
You got it? Okay, so what this is going to allow us to do, we'll have Code Red will install a link on our Code Red system where we can access FEMA directly and input our information that we want to put out on those EASs, and then FEMA actually sends those EASs out for us. When I get that information, when it's all said and done and put together, I'll bring my laptop in here and I'll show the court how it works.
about. Doesn't that already happen through the sheriff's department or through your department?
No, just, all we've been using is the code red system.
So how will this change the immediacy of information for the general public, if at all?
Well, it'll allow us to access actual radio stations. Your stations use that EAS system.
Right.
So that's how we get that information out.
But that already goes out. Are you, and last time we talked about this, it was supposed to be more localized for just the immediate
It
area.
will be just for Kirk County,
Okay.
not statewide. Yes, sir.
At our last meeting, we did this. Is this different this time?
Yeah. You have a different document. Last time you had was the application for the memorandum of agreement.
The wrong
You
thing.
should have had this one.
But I think what Commissioner Letts is saying is, I think this court actually approved entering into the memorandum of agreement.
Right, the
No,
motion
agreement.
last, that we
We just
approved.
didn't have it.
Right.
That's correct. And I wanted to make sure that y'all had the document and you understood which document you were agreeing to.
So do we need to enact another court order? We've got one that's already approved the agreement.
Probably not. I just wanted to make sure that the court had the correct document.
Now we have the meat of
And
it.
Commissioner Blue, you voted against it last meeting.
Yes, I did, because I don't think it's gonna change anything, and I still don't.
Well,
I've worked with these guys, so I know what I'm talking about.
but I just want to make sure that I'm authorized to sign the agreement.
As of last meeting.
It hasn't been withdrawn. Okay. Thank you very much, Doug.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a great day.
You too. We've got a timed item at 9:30, and I see Charles Holt here. We'll get to that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and go on to 1.4. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to accept a donation in the amount of $725 from the Kerrville Pets Alive to Kirk County Animal Services for the purchase of 100 PetLink Datamar microchips for KPA-sponsored chips for owners' reclaimed animals and for special microchipping events. Brenda Hughes.
Good morning. My name is Brenda Hughes, and I'm with Kerrville Pets Alive, and we're located at 414 Clay Street here in Kerrville. Our mission is simple. We assist Kerr County Animal Services in saving lost, neglected, and abused Kerr County pets from euthanasia. We were formed in 2019, so I don't have to say we're newly formed anymore. We're actually 2 years old now. And what we do is we provide education, resources, and funding that helps families keep their pet. We also network hard-to-place pets with rescues. We provide funding for spay, neuter, and microchip events. And we help cover medical costs for injured animals. And because we're an all-volunteer organization, every dime that we receive goes directly towards our mission of saving the lives of Kerr County pets. And I'm not here to ask for a donation, but I'd like to introduce Shelley Sandy for the next portion of this presentation.
Welcome, Shelley.
Thanks. I'm Shelley Sandy, and I'm treasurer of Kerrville Pets Alive at 414 Clay Street. For the past several weeks, Kerrville Pets Alive and Kerr County Animal Services have been working together on a trial effort to offer free microchips for impounded pets who are reclaimed by their owner. During this trial period, the county's $5 microchip fee was paid by KPA on behalf of an owner who opted to microchip their reclaimed pet. Based on feedback from Kerr County Animal Services staff, KPA would like to continue this effort by making a $725 restricted donation to KCAS for the purchase of 100 Datamars microchips. These microchips will serve as a restricted stock supply at KCAS to offer a free microchip to an owner when their pet is reclaimed, notably a pet that has already been impounded and proven to be a flight risk. Additionally, these chips will be on hand to be used for KPA and KCAS free microchip events that we're going to open up to the public. And we're trying to plan one now, so timely donation. Just as a side note, a microchipped dog is twice as likely to be returned home, and a microchipped cat 20 times more likely to get back to its owner. So we really feel that microchips are a very valuable tool in quickly reuniting pets with their owners, as well as reducing the time of stay for impounded animals at KCAS. And on our side of the house too, we will also continue to provide the public with educational material on the benefits of microchips and keeping contact information up to date, which is sometimes a problem, as well as misconceptions about microchips. Many people think they're tracking devices, they have GPS in them, they have all kinds of personal data in them, when really all the chip has is a number, a unique ID number that goes back to a secure database with the microchip company. So we would love to present this to KCAS, and we hope that you all will accept our donation to keep working on getting these pets back home.
2 questions. What do the microchips cost, just out of curiosity, and how are they inserted? Who inserts them?
Actually, KCAS has been inserting them. They
Okay.
do them for when they adopt an animal out. It's mandatory now. They come with one. And then when an animal's reclaimed, they offer it to
Okay.
the owner. It's basically a syringe with like a little scissor handle on the end, and it just boop.
And what is
$7.
each microchip
They're
cost?
$7.25 now, so they have gone up since, I think,
Okay. Very good.
the initial thing. So
Thank
we'd
you.
like to buy 100 microchips and start this process.
Good deal. Thank you.
I move we accept the donation of $725 from Turtle Pets Alive to be spent on microchips.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Moser and seconded by Commissioner Harris to accept the donation of $725 from Kerrville Pets Alive to the Kerrville Animal Services for the purchase of these microchips.
Motion by Letts.
Now, that's what I say.
Motion.
I was pulling on
I
your right arm.
got confused on that one. Motion's by Commissioner Letts. I apologize.
It's okay.
Motion.
Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous.
Thank you.
Ladies, very much for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Who do I give this to?
Yeah.
Very good, thank you.
Thanks.
Hold on, Charles, we just got just a couple of minutes. I can't call you before the atomic time says 9:30.
You're fine, sir.
Next item on the agenda is item 1.5, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve and authorize the county judge to sign a request form for the unclaimed capital credits received from electric cooperatives pursuant to section 74.602 of the Texas Property Code. James Robbins.
Good morning. In front of you is the application to request unclaimed capital credits from the comptroller's office. This is something we've done for many years, and we use this money to offset our portion of the Kerrville Economic Development Corporation. And we're requesting that you sign the same.
Is there any downside to this?
No,
It's found money.
Move for approval.
it's free money. I mean, you can only use it for certain things, but these are things we're already doing, so
Okay.
it makes sense.
So,
Me, that,
motion made by Commissioner Moser, seconded by Commissioner Baloo, to approve the request form for the unclaimed capital credits from electric co-ops. Any other discussion?
Do we know how much it is this year?
We don't know. It depends on how much is remitted to the state. Our portions for the last 3 years have been anywhere between $12,000 and $35,000.
So this is not insubstantial.
No.
Good.
James, is that based on the fiscal year or?
I'm not sure how they do it here. I think it's through July 31st is how the application reads. But
Okay. There being no other discussion, those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Thank you. Okay, Charles, I'm going to go ahead and call 1.8. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to set up, am I doing the right one? Set a public hearing for June 21, 2021 to discuss the creation of the Kerr County Emergency Services District Number 3. I see Mr. Reeves here and Charles Hall from Center Point Volunteer Fire Department.
Yes, sir. We petitioned the Kerr County, May the 19th, and Mr. Reeves has a petition. Hopefully we get everybody's support on this. It'd be a good deal for the fire department. With the lack of funds that we have, this will ensure the longevity of our department. So hopefully everybody gets out and supports ESD number 3. So if anybody has any questions, my personal cell phone number is 830-377-2420. Call me if you have any doubts or questions about it. I'd love to talk to you.
Charles or Bob, either one, are the boundaries defined now?
Yes, sir.
And where would somebody find the boundaries?
They will be, yeah.
Go ahead.
Morning, Commissioners. Actually, and you'll see Ms. Dowdy is up here as well. This is a unique situation that's actually requiring the efforts of 3 of our offices, Sheriff's Office, County Clerk's Office, and my office as a elections administrator. To answer your question first on the boundaries, by law they will be on file, and they already are with Mrs. Dowdy, plus as elections office, I have to keep one.
So where would somebody find the boundaries?
That's what I just said, Your Honor.
My office or Bob's office.
But I mean, do they have to go to your office, or is it on the website, or can you put it on the website?
I guess under where we publish for public notices, it will be that it'll also be in the newspaper as part of this public notice. But I guess
Because I've had several people ask where the boundaries are, so it'd be, can we create a map showing where it is?
we have a map.
Can
There
we
is
put
a
it on the
map with the petition.
Can we put it on the website?
I'll ask IT if we can.
Okay. Well, if you provide, I'm sure that
I see IT is nodding their head.
Yeah, okay, good, that'd be great.
They're collective.
Okay.
Nonetheless, I'll give my part and then allow Ms. Dowdy. May 19th, a petition was filed by Harry Holt and Michael Ernie with Kerr County Clerk Jackie Dowdy to allow for the creation of an emergency services district. Such a district would be known as the Kerr County Emergency Services District Number 3. The petition consisted of 18 pages, 145 signatures. 31 of those signatures were declared invalid by my office for the following reasons. 13 were not registered voters, and 18 were not landowners within the proposed district. The petition required to have 100 qualified signatures. The petition is deemed to have enough qualified signatures after our review. The portion of the proposed district is also located within the extraterritorial jurisdiction of the city of Kerrville, and the city must give consent for this portion of the territory to be included in the proposed district. The city has 60 days from the date it receives the request to act on the inclusion or exclusion of that portion. The petition was duly filed with Ms. Dowdy, and I'll let you take over if you need to add to this.
Mr. Reeves, question on the ETJ. Is that based on the 1 mile ETJ or the?
I'm so sorry.
Sheriff, put her in jail.
No, she's our next speaker. She's our next speaker. Leave her alone.
Right after she speaks.
Or the 2 mile, and if they change it during this period.
The law is not clear on which one, Commissioner. It just says extraterritorial jurisdiction.
So if they give approval, it would cover either one?
Yes.
In my opinion,
Okay, that's all it's for.
in my opinion, but you know I'm not an attorney.
So the question is, are there any existing ETJs within city limits anywhere? I mean, not ETJ, Emergency
Yeah.
Service District.
Not for the city of Kerrville.
Or any place.
There are for the city of Ingram, because the entire city of Ingram is included in that ESD.
If they don't have a competing service. So what I'm getting at is a municipality like Kerrville that has fire department. Would then that at some point be relinquished? Is that going to get complicated?
That's why we're having to move on this rather rapidly. I don't have a question on what the city will do, or an answer what the city will do at this time, Commissioner. If they choose not to include it in the ESD, then only the ones outside the extraterritorial jurisdiction would be able to vote on it. We're also trying at this time to get some clarification from Secretary of State's office. It looks like if it passes district-wide but does not pass in the ETJ, it may, and I stress may, not be included in the tax base.
Yeah, because there's probably an overlap between the services that the county provides for fire coverage in some areas would probably overlap with this ESD.
That would be a question for Chief Holt. I can't answer
Right.
that.
Well, I mean, this is, the agenda items to set a public hearing, so
Yes, sir.
we don't have to resolve all that today.
Right.
But those are questions that should come up at the, at the time it's being brought forward to put it on the.
That's absolutely correct.
Ballot.
Right now, the whole reason that this has been placed on the agenda by Mrs. Dowdy and I was one thing that is very clear in the statute is that the next regular or special meeting after the petition is filed, we have to set a public hearing.
Okay. Good.
And that's
Right.
That's pretty, and within, in order to get it on the next uniform election date, i.e., November, time is kindly of the essence to move along on this. I'll let Mrs. Dowdy explain what else we have to do, but I will respectfully request that we hold a public hearing, at least a public hearing on June 21st, which I realize is not a normal date, but because of publication timeframes and everything. Ms. Dowdy?
Just what I provided y'all was the statute regarding filing the petition and notice of hearing. To answer your question, Commissioner Moser, about placing it on the website, there's nothing that tells us to do that, but I don't see why we shouldn't, and we can worry about that.
Yeah, it's not for this required, it's just that a lot of people
Sure.
want to know where the boundaries are.
So if they want to come see it in person, I have it in my
Okay.
office. And
So they
as
can come
well.
in person, or if we can get it on the website, that'd be another.
And it's going to be a large ad because the boundaries, I think, in 14 point font, it's like 12 pages long. So it's going to be a rather large ad.
Put a map.
So, well, the map is not, I think, what goes. It's just the boundaries. Is that right?
The statute does define that you list the boundaries by meets and bounds or other description. The meets and bounds of this district is 12 pages long.
Yeah, I'm sure that some surveying place here in town would probably be more than happy to take those meets and bounds and make a map for it.
We have a map, Commissioner, but,
Okay.
but as far as the public
Yeah, I
notice,
understand.
it is required to list it all.
I understand.
So, at least from what I can gather from the statute, I create the notice and then I give it over to the sheriff's department and they publish it and post it on the board.
Okay, well, I move for approval to set a public hearing for ESD number 3 for June 21st, 2021.
What time?
At exactly 10 o'clock. There's not a time on there.
Second.
Okay.
That's going to be a special meeting here.
A special meeting, I'm going to change that to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So at
Yeah,
9
that'd
o'clock.
be good.
9 o'clock. Okay, good.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Moser. Well, I don't have a second yet.
Yes.
And seconded by Commissioner Baloo to set a public hearing for June 21, 2021 at 9 o'clock a.m. to discuss the creation of Kerr County Emergency Services District Number 3. Any other discussion?
Just a credit or comment. County attorney may review the emergency interlocal agreement with the city, because I don't believe the city right now covers or covers the ETJ. I think it's just their city limits.
No, it's not true.
But there's a secondary areas, there's primaries and
There's
secondary.
agreement.
Anyway, so I think that, anyway, just look at that agreement, because that'll answer the question exactly if there's where the
I
conflict.
think Chief
Read the
can-
interlocal.
So the boundary that we've set is the fire district that we cover right now. There is ETJ, it runs 1 mile from the loop, the airport loop, right there in Kerrville, right outside the city limits, down to the scrapyard, close to the center point.
That's where the city covers.
No, that's their ETJ.
That's their
Center
ETJ,
Point Voluntary
correct.
Fire Department covers all
Right.
that. We cover behind the airport with the subdivisions in the back off of Johnson Drive, and we cover up to the airport, and there's a few spots down 27 past the airport that we do cover.
But I know subdivision where I live, it's not in the city, it's in the ETJ, a portion of it is,
You're right.
but it's covered by city as primary.
Right,
Right.
but all we did was harden our coverage area that we cover. We didn't overlap any
Okay.
city services that
Okay.
people get. It's just
Okay.
our fire district that we
Okay.
have already.
Good. Well, it'll be interesting to see the map.
Yes, sir.
And just to clarify, Charles, what we're talking about here, so the public understands, is you're maintaining the status quo. Your district is gonna cover everything that you're covering right now, that we've done side by side with the city for years.
Yes, sir.
And so we don't anticipate much pushback from the city on this, because
No, sir.
this is exactly what's on the ground right now.
Right, correct.
This is about funding.
Yes, sir.
That's what it's about.
It is.
And it's only fire service, it's not EMS.
Right.
Yes, with the great job that the city of Kerrville does, there's no sense in messing with that. If they ever wanted to do that, they could start another ESD on top of mine for medical stuff.
Well, the only other thing I'll say is Charles has spent a lot of personal time on creating this, getting us to where we are today, so thank you, Charles.
I'm impressed with the fast turnaround from the time that we talked about having an ESD until now. It hasn't been much time.
As soon as that conversation came up, sir, I did everything I could to get
I
us.
saw your eyes light up at that meeting that day. I saw the light bulb go on in your head, and I said, that guy is gonna get an ESD.
Yes, sir. It's just, with the price of everything these days to fight fire and help our community, it's very expensive. And liability, we all know, is a lot more these days than it was in, 1980 or 1990. The little things mean a lot, so hopefully we get this started and get to where we need to be, get everything caught up, and, we provide a really good service for our community right now. With more assets and things that we can get, it's just gonna get better, so.
Thanks, Charles.
Thank you.
Good job, Charles.
We commend your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Item 1.6, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to hire information technology IT consultant. Commissioner Letts.
I was putting this on the agenda. We've talked about it a little bit before. We're getting ready to hopefully do a bond issue. It's been talked a lot, or a fair amount of, with the CIP as well, because of the need for that department to use the cloud based on the software that they use. And we're just adding servers for a number of reasons I talked to Bruce about. I just would like to have someone come in and give us outside guidance as to, do we keep adding servers? Do we start using the cloud like a large part of the state is using now for storage? And how do we do it? Our phones are horrendous under our current system. That needs to be looked at, and whether we need to just go back to the Hood Co-op. Anyway, I just want to get the ball, we've talked about it. I'd like to get the ball moving so we can hire somebody to get this done. Certainly before the bond issue comes, because it'll have impact on that, and hopefully before the budget is going too far along.
Now, we hired somebody to come in and take a look at what we have a while back, the RX people.
Right. And they're working
they
with
gave
us.
and we're working with them, and they
Yes.
gave us thumbs up, so I don't know what else you're looking to do here.
Well, they talked about security. They didn't talk about the cloud ever. They didn't talk about our phone systems. I don't mind using them. I just want to have a full look at to where we need to go in the future, because we're not going down a path that most counties are going down. And I want to know why.
Well, it doesn't make it wrong.
I didn't say it was wrong. I said I want to know why. I do know that our phones don't work well. And I know that every department that I've talked to has storage issues of data. They're having to manipulate things. And, personally, I have a nightmare trying to use my county computer at home. Sometimes I can log on. I'm not overly happy with the system we have. I think it's largely financial, but we need to look at it. I don't understand why I can't use my personal computer just like I use the county computer.
And that wouldn't
works
just
fine.
be you, that'd be everybody
Yeah.
that has to do the same thing.
In what sense do you mean?
I can't log on a lot of times. It doesn't download. I can't send emails sometimes off the county when I'm at home using the county computer.
What's
I
your,
don't-
That's probably your service at home.
it could be,
Yeah.
but you're wanting to get an overview of,
Yeah.
somebody to analyze our whole
System.
whole system, period, IT
Yeah.
wise.
I mean, I
Well,
talk to
we-
departments and we have a lot of issues on this, that they have to put data over here so they can have enough space. I talked to the county attorney about it recently, she's nodding her head right now, that there's gotta be a better system. And maybe it's money, maybe we can't afford it, maybe we're just gonna have to do it. I just would like someone from the outside to come in and say, here's some options. And we did not look at that last time. We looked at security last time, and RX is doing a
We
fine
did.
job there.
Right. And everybody's given us the top rating on our security. Part of that ties in with what you're talking about. And going to the cloud puts you at risk the same way as the pipeline that was recently hacked. Right now, we're safe. All the county records are safe because they're here.
And we get, but.
If you take everything you have on your computer and put it on a thumb drive and put it in your pocket, it's safe. You load it to the cloud, it's not necessarily safe anymore. So we protect the county records by doing what we've done. And a lot of people, every department, I've heard the same thing. They'll come and say it's not, everybody thinks that computers are magic. As soon as I push that button, it's supposed to work perfectly and so on. And I'm not supposed to have to give it much thought. And I don't want to have to rearrange my files. If you go to your file cabinet and you start looking through your files, they're physical files. You understand that. There's a process. It takes a little while. You have to sort them. It's the same thing with a computer. You have files in there that you have to manage, you have to sort. And if you don't do it right, the old saying with computers is garbage in, garbage out. And I think I've listened to a lot of people talk about what is happening with IT. And there's almost always an easy explanation for it. As far as the phone system is concerned, it's not an old phone system. In the old days, you had two pairs of wires, you pick it up, you talk to the person on the other end of the wire. Now it's a computer. Everything's buffered. Every phone that's picked at this phone, you take it in the next room, it still rings to that phone at that number. Doesn't matter where you take it, that's a computer now. So there's a lot of this stuff that people in this building don't understand, and even when it's explained to them, they're not happy about it. So we have this continued sort of undercurrent of unrest about IT, and I'm here to defend them and say that they're doing the best that they have to work with. And we can have somebody come in and look at what you're talking about. I don't really like the cloud or trust it myself. And if everybody thinks it's going to be easier, fine, but then you're going to still have the same issues with storage costs and all the rest of it.
Well, we have one department right now, a big new department, that has to use the cloud, and they have to use our current system, so they have to have two computers.
Yeah,
They can't
I
do
know.
both.
I know what it is. I know which department it is.
That's not efficient. That's not an efficient way to do business in my mind. The sheriff's department.
That's not all they have to keep separate.
Why not?
All the cash drawers have to be separate too.
But the sheriff has a incredible amount of data, and for the last number of years, we had to buy more servers to hold all this data.
Right.
Yet we have that same data then is going into PDO, much of that data, and being used by the defense. So I just like it looked at. And the phones, our phone system is terrible, and it's not new.
It's because of what it is.
Well, I know it's what it is, but that's what I'm saying. Is there a better, if we can't afford it, well, then that's a decision we have to make. But if there's a better system out there, we need to look at least know what's out there.
Well, I don't mind having somebody come in and look at from a system perspective, but I think we need to have a criteria that says security, efficiency, mumble, before they come in, okay? Because right now, we're in great shape security-wise. We have where's our IT guys? So far, we don't have any issues security-wise. And I think we're vulnerable to a lot. We have a lot of critical information that other people lose control of and it gets hacked. So I think if we bring somebody in, they have to understand, you know, what our priorities are, and cost is one thing. Security's got to be at the top of the list, and convenience to the users is on there somewhere. Okay.
Now, if I may say, I've been working with the head of IT. These are ongoing concerns. One of the things, and I'm going to get in the helicopter and go up about 10, 15,000 feet so you can see the big picture. We've acquired these properties up the street on the Earl Garrett campus. And we're going to close on 550 Earl Garrett probably within a couple of weeks. We've had issues as to what to do about internet over there. We've had issues what to do about telephone. We've had issues about how to interface. A couple of weeks ago, I got to walking through with IT, talking about what our server needs are going to be from the expanded IT department when we move them at the back of the old tax office. I met with the commissioner. I met with tax assessor collector Reeves. I talked with Judge Harris. We walked through how we're going to put. For those of you that don't know, we have been mandated to build a 12-person jury room for the county court at law. And so as we walk through this stuff, we have all kinds of questions and issues about what can we do, what should we do. And one of the things that we had problems with the Public Defender's Office is the Public Defender's Office right now, even though they are a department of Kerr County, are running off of the system in Medina County because we're not compatible. And so when I have my largest department of the county housed in Medina County, it causes me concerns as to why we can't do it here. I think all Commissioner Letts is talking about, we need to have somebody come in and talk to us about what our options are and how to reconcile these things. We're going to integrate a whole new campus. We've got a West Kerr County annex that we're going to build. We've got an animal control facility we're trying to build with our bond issue. Part of the capital infrastructure that goes into these buildings, the campus up the street in West Kerr County and in the animal control, possibly could be part of the bond issue because they're capital improvements as part of the infrastructure. So what we're looking at here at the CIP level, we're asking questions that we don't know the answers to. We understand all this. All we want to do is involve IT more and have some sounding board to talk to other people about what's on the table. How do we work through these technology issues in the 21st century today? Nobody's under attack. I can assure you, if they were, I'd be the first one out in front. Our IT department's doing a great job.
Well, what you're talking about there with the system in Medina County and one here is very similar to what we have in the tax office, where they have to get on one computer for the state and another computer for us. That's their protocol. It doesn't hurt anything. And right now, this county courthouse is protected against ransomware. If you're in the cloud, you may not be. So I'm just telling you, there are.
Nobody's talking about getting off the service, Commissioner.
Somebody can take a look at it. We can spend money on it, and if it's not much money, I'm not against it. But what I'm trying to say is that there are reasons why you have these little inconveniences. It's not a big deal for us to have to walk from here to there. It's an inconvenience, but it's for a reason.
But
There's
if
a
the
reason
inconvenience,
why.
but if the inconvenience can be solved and keep the security, and we increase productivity, it's a whole lot better. I just want to look at other options. I'm not throwing rocks at the IT department. I'm just saying, let's bring in a third party. When we do anything, we usually bring in a third party with expertise to look at things.
Do we just want to bring somebody in or get some bids or for what we
I
want?
don't. I think that Commissioner Moser had a good point. We need to, I'm not a computer person. Everyone knows that.
Let me
But we
make a
list
suggestion.
what we
I
need.
agree with your objective, but I think rather than take action to hire information technology consultant, let's create a scope of work.
Right.
Okay, what we want
What
that
we
person
want.
to do. And part of the scope of work would be the consultant would not be a person that's going to provide the system or, because I can see
Sure.
ABC company like, well, I won't give you names, come in and say, yeah, you need to do this, and we'll sell you all that. So let's create a scope of work and then bring us back if we could. And I think it's a good idea. Look at, things change so rapidly in this information technology arena that it's probably a smart thing to do, but let's not decide what we want the consultant to do for us.
Well, I agree with that. I mean, and this all it was on here for is to
Yeah.
try to move this step forward.
Okay.
And I would, ask IT to, I mean, they're the ones to help develop the scope of work, or to
Okay.
develop the scope of work in my mind.
Of course. And I am talking to the IT director on a weekly basis.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, they know what needs to be looked at, and they've heard my complaints along the lines. I haven't been shy about that to Bruce.
So I
yeah.
would,
So we don't think we need a motion or anything. I just think we need to ask
Okay.
IT to prepare a scope of
well,
work.
why don't we ask IT and the liaison commissioner to do that?
Yeah,
That's good.
Right,
and bring it back.
right, okay. Like a scope of work.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's move on to item 1.7, consider discussion take appropriate action to reappoint Robert Newman to the Kerr County 911 Board of Managers. Commissioner Moser.
Well, he wants to stay, and so he's done a good job. He's been recommended by the head of 911, so I move to keep Robert Newman on board.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Blue, seconded by Commissioner Moser, to reappoint Robert Newman to the Kerr County 911 Board of Managers. Is there any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Skip down to item 1.9, consider discuss and take appropriate action regarding the interlocal agreement between Kerr County and the City of Kerrville on the jointly owned Shriner Airport. I see Mayor Rohr here. Is this for observation or comment?
Either or both.
Well, let's see.
We've got-
Commissioner Letts and myself and representatives from the city have been working on the interlocal agreement, and Jonathan Letts has been carrying most of the weight on that. And so I think we have a good interlocal agreement. I believe everybody has copies of it. I'll say that the airport board has been, and Mary, the airport manager, have been involved in the whole process. I think they agree with what we have here. I think all parties agree. But basically what it does is it establishes a process by with which we, every year, one of the members of the airport board goes off of the, so we have continuity in that critical functioning organization. We have the capability in there, so if somebody leaves early, the person who replaces them is delineated. I'll not get into the weeds on that. Sets a limit on how much the airport board can spend without coming back to city and county. I think it's $75,000 within the budget. Talks about the budget process, so I think it's, I would move for approval of the interlocal agreement as you have in your package.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Moser, seconded by Commissioner Letts to approve the restated interlocal agreement between the City of Kerrville and Kerr County for the joint airport board. Is there any discussion about that? Ms. Rohr? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, John.
I was going to make a quick comment that Commissioner Moser kind of, I think, didn't probably emphasize the length of time and the amount of detail this went through to get to where it is today. In fact, the newest version came in this morning from the city attorney to the county attorney, and it's due to a slight, a minor point. But the changes were subtle, but very, very important that are in here about the term, about it's just about a lot of the different operations out there, keeping it autonomous, but yet keeping control from the city and the county from a financial standpoint. It set up a capital fund, which I've been pushing for. Didn't say how it's going to be funded exactly, but it's so that over time, hopefully the city will and the county should put money into a capital fund that's set aside over there so they can do some improvements without having, right now, if it's not in our budget to do an improvement, they can't do it that year. And they can't wait years, they have, say, a prospective person comes in, they can't just say, oh, great idea, we'd love to have you here, we'll talk to you, come back in a year from now, which is the way it has to work right now, because we just don't have a fund. So it's a way
Would
to,
there still be approval?
yeah, we said the county still have to approve everything, it's just that the money's already set aside, that it's for capital improvements out there. So things like that are really important in the agreement, the terms certainly important. there were some things in the other old agreement that really just weren't necessary anymore. This cleans up a lot of the things. The airport board spent a lot of time on this, so the city again. So I think it's a really good agreement.
I think it's important for the public to understand that maintenance operation is split between the city and county. That hadn't changed or anything, but it's just so people know what we're talking about.
Better fences make better neighbors.
Mary?
I just wanted to say thank you to all of our, to Commissioner Moser and Commissioner Lutz for all the work that they did in coordinating a lot of this work with the city. So I appreciate the time and efforts that everybody put together for the airport, and thank you very much. And my request would just be to make sure that the interlocal that we approve would be the May 24th version, and I've got copies here if we need to, so that's my request.
It is.
Okay. No other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Opposed? 5-0. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm going to go ahead and do one more agenda item before we take our morning break, and then we'll do the 10 o'clock timed items. I'm going to call 1.10, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the memorandum of understanding between Kerr County and the Texas Department of Public Safety to obtain driver records. Ms. Doss.
Yes, sir. This is something that we've had in place in the past, and basically this is just changing contact information. It allows us to run driver's records for free of charge.
Free sounds good to me.
Yes, sir. It does.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Harris to approve the memorandum of understanding with the DPS in Kerr County for free driver's license checks, right?
Just a quick comment. This is, the district clerk was previously part of this agreement and is basically updating files for her request and what needs to be done.
Okay. Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Let's take a 5-minute break and we'll come back to the 10 o'clock time document. Come back to order. We'll move on to our timed items at 10 o'clock. The next item is 1.11, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to set a public hearing on July 12, 2021 at 10 a.m. for the court to consider the installation of no parking signs on FM 1340 at the Wagon Wheel Low Water Crossing on the North Fork of the Guadalupe River in Precinct 4. Charlie Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. Wagon Wheel Crossing is the low water crossing in the vicinity of the 1700 block of FM 1340. It's in Hunt, Texas. See the attached map in your packet. Although FM 1340 is maintained by TxDOT and they have received requests to address the safety of pedestrians using the river at this location because it has become a popular swimming hole as of late, the use of regulatory signs must be authorized and approved by the Kerr County Commissioners Court. Members of TxDOT, Kerr County Sheriff's Office, Kerr County Engineering Department, Kerr County Road and Bridge Department, and the Commissioner of Precinct 4 met with the resident owner of 1699 FM 1340, Mr. Clinton Morse, on multiple occasions to evaluate the aforementioned safety concerns, specifically parking on both sides of the road in and around the bridge. That's a problem. The conclusion was that the use of no parking signs on either side of the Wagon Wheel Low Water Crossing Bridge would enhance pedestrian and vehicle safety if placed as follows. So if you're going northeastbound side of FM 1340 from the bridge northeast to a point approximately 300 feet. When you're traveling northeast, that would be on your right-hand side. Now if you turn around and come back the other direction and go southwestbound, the southwestbound side of FM 1340 from the bridge southwest to a point approximately 275 feet. So in both instances, if you're driving northeastbound, it would be on your right. Don't park over there. It's not a good location anyway. And people have parked there, but we all know when we want to get in the river, we're trying to park close. If you were to park on your left, it's nice and flat, better area. Now, if you're going southwest, again, don't park on your right. It's not a good location. It's in a curve. There's some driveways there, some issues. And so the better location would be on your left on that side. The county engineer requested the court set a public hearing on July 12, 2021 at 10 a.m. for the court to consider the installation of no parking signs on FM 1340 at the Wagon Wheel Low Water Crossing over the North Fork of the Guadalupe River, Precinct 4. The sheriff is here, and so is Marshall Heath from TxDOT if you have any questions.
So this is just set a public hearing?
Yes. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Harris, seconded by Commissioner Blue to approve a public hearing for the Wagon Wheel Low Water Crossing, no parking signs. Discussion?
I have a question, Judge. How many times does this need to be published? Do you know off the top of your head, Charlie?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. It's not a public hearing for a revision of plat, so it doesn't have that
There's no consent
published
there?
3 times. This would be, I'd defer to Heather on this. I think in the past she said it just once is probably all you need, but I don't know how many times you want to do it. And I'm not sure which paper you want to do it, but it's for the Hunt area, so West Kerr Current maybe?
Let me just confirm. Okay.
Marshall, do you know offhand?
Any other discussion? I don't know what the problem would be with a public hearing. Public hearings are good.
Yeah.
Good. So those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous 5-0. Item 1.12. A public hearing for revision of plat for Elm Pass Ranch Number 2, Lot 61, 62, 65, 66, 74, and 75. Charlie Hastings.
I've just checked the hallway, Judge. I don't see anyone here for the public hearing for this item.
So I've convened the public hearings. Everyone here would like to address the court with regard to the revision of plat for Elm Pass Ranch Number 2, Lot 61 through 60, 61, 62, 65, 66, 74, and 75. Anyone like to address the court? There being no one, then I'll adjourn the meeting. Let's move on to item 1.13. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to approve a revision of plat for Elm Pass Ranch Number 2, Lots 61, 62, 65, 66, 74, and 75. Charlie Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. This proposal combines and revises 6 lots totaling 79.18 acres into 2 lots Lot 65R will be 10.34 acres and have frontage on State Mountain Road. Lot 61R will be 68.84 acres and have frontage on State Mountain Road and Elm Pass 2 Road. Portions of State Mountain Road and Francis Drive were abandoned, vacated, and discontinued in 2016 by order number 35710. There's a particular note on this plat that I want to read into the record so that everybody understands. The note number 11 says, Commissioners Court Order number 35710 pertaining to the cul-de-sacs on Francis Drive and State Mountain Road came to be heard on the 22nd day of August 2016 with a motion made by Commissioner Mosier, seconded by Commissioner Baldwin. The court unanimously approved by a vote of 4-0-0 to approve to abandon, vacate, and discontinue a portion of Francis Drive and a portion of State Mountain Road, Precinct 2, as reflected hereon. If you look at your plat, those roads don't look like they're on the plat anymore. If you look at the as platted, you'll see that they're there. So that's been properly reflected in the record. With that being said, the county engineer requests the court approve a revision of plat for Elm Pass Ranch number 2, lot 61, 62, 65, 66, 74, and 75, volume 3, page 100, precinct 2.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Moser, seconded by Commissioner Letts and Harris, but Letts got there first, I think, by nose. To approve the revision of plat for Elm Pass Ranch Road number 2, lot 61, 62, 65, 66, 74, and 75. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Okay, now we're going to call a public hearing for a revision of plat for Treasure Hills Ranch, tracks 17A, 17B, and 18B. Is there anyone here that would like to appear and address the court with regard to Treasure Hills Ranch? There being no one, then the meeting will be adjourned. We'll move on to item number 115, 1.15. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to approve a revision of plat for Treasure Hill Ranch, tracks 17A, 17B, and 18B.
This proposal revises 3 tracks into 2 tracks. Track 17A, 7.4 acres, track 17B, 7.3 acres, and track 18B, 6.4 acres, will be revised into track 17R, 8.53 acres, and 18R, 12.677 acres. Access to both tracks will remain on Treasure Hills Road. County engineer requests the court approve a revision of plat for Treasure Hills Ranch, track 17A, 17B, 18B, volume 5, page 397, precinct 1.
Approval. Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Blue, seconded by Commissioner Letts, to approve the revision of plat for Treasure Hills Ranch, tracks 17A, 17B, and 18B. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Next item is item 1.16. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to approve the revision of plat for Mosty Pecan Grove Subdivision, Lot 1. Charlie Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. This proposal revises Mosty Pecan Grove Subdivision Lot 1, currently 9.28 acres, into 2 lots with a small water well tract. Lot 1A will be 4.07 acres and have frontage on Highway 27. Lot 2B will be 5.01 acres and have frontage on JJ Lane. The well tract will be 0.2 acres and be accessed from JJ Lane. There's 3 notes I would like to read into the record. Notes 10, 11, and 12. Note 10 states, individual water wells shall not be permitted on any lot in this subdivision. That's because there is a well tract that's serving the whole subdivision. This development, this is note 11, this development at the date of plat revision approval has 14 water service connections and is therefore considered a non-public community water system. Compliance with public water system specifications and the Kerr County Water Availability Regulations will be required at such time in the future when there are 15 or more water service connections. The developer has no intentions of doing that, but this note will protect him and the county if he decides to move forward or his successors or heirs decide to move forward. Note number 12, Kerr County Commissioners Court does not certify that complying with Kerr County water availability requirements ensures the developer or prospective lot owner that adequate groundwater is available under any subdivision or lot. This is directly out of our water availability requirements that this note goes on this plat. County engineer requests the court approve a revision of plat for Mosty Pecan Grove Subdivision Lot 1, Volume 7, page 310, Precinct 2.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Moser, seconded by Commissioner Baloo, to approve the revision of plat for most of the Pine Grove subdivision lot 1. Is there any discussion? There being none, those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous 5-0. Let's move on to item 1.17. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to approve a final plat for Las Brisas and accept a letter of credit for associated construction improvements. Charlie Hastings.
Judge, this proposal for Las Brisas, previously named Windy Ridge, is a private gated subdivision off of Shepherd Reese Road with 14 lots. Access to lots will be from a new private road to be known as Las Brisas Drive. A preliminary plat for Windy Ridge subdivision, which is the same one as this, was approved on March 8, 2021 by order number 38612. I think the issue was the name Windy had been used somewhere else. Construction of the subdivision, the roads and the drainage, etc., is not yet complete. However, it's very close. I think they just have some cleanup to do in the drainage ditches, some revegetation, and they need to put the top coats, 2-course chip seal on the base. A letter of credit in the amount of $162,500 has been issued as a financial guarantee to complete the remaining construction. And that letter of credit should be in your packet. The county engineer requests that the court approve the final plat for Las Brisas and accept a letter of credit for associated construction improvements, deed number 20-07260, precinct 1. And I'll add that I believe the developer believes in the next 3 or 4 weeks, you'll probably have everything complete and come back, and then we could release that letter of credit at that time.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Baloo, seconded by Commissioner Letts, to approve a final plat for Las Brisas and accept the letter of credit for the associated construction improvements. Any discussion?
Does the two developers want to make any comments?
Judge, normally I read into the record the letter of credit number. I apologize, I skipped that. I'd like to read that in there for the record, if that's okay. Date of the letter, it's this from Guadalupe Bank. Date is May 6, 2021. It's an irrevocable standby letter of credit number 400620400. The amount is $162,500, and the expiration date is November 6, 2021.
Okay. Any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous 5-0. Thanks. Item 1.18, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to approve the final plat for Riverdance Section 2, Precinct 4. Charlie Hastings.
This proposal creates 4 residential lots, lots 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 non-residential lot, lot 5, fronting Highway 39 and Cardinal Hill Road. All residential lots will be greater than 5 acres. Additionally, 0.25 acres will be dedicated as right-of-way along Highway 39, and 0.58 acres will be dedicated as right-of-way along Cardinal Hill Road. Property access to lots fronting Highway 39 will be at specific locations as required by TxDOT. TxDOT does have a signature block on, and they have already signed this. Lot 5 will be 0.85 acres and is restricted to non-residential use only. Lot 5 is partially within the floodplain and must meet requirements for development within the floodplain. And as I mentioned to you on May the 10th, 2021, just 2 weeks ago, I told the court not to worry about the revision of plat showing gaps in the surrounding lots. I said we'd be coming forward with a plat that would resolve that and fill in the gaps, and that's what this plat does. With that being said, the county engineer requests the court approve a final plat for Riverdance Ranch Section 2, deed number 20-05568, precinct 4.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Harris, seconded by Commissioner Letts, to approve the final plat for Riverdance Section 2. Any discussion? Very well. Those in favor, raise your hand. 5-0. Item 1.19, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on June the 28th, 2021, for a revision of plat for Pack Saddle Acres, lots 10 through 17, in Precinct 3. Charlie Hastings.
Thank you. This proposal revises 8 lots, lots 10 through 17, into 9. lots, dedicates right-of-way along Windmill Road and Green Oak Drive, and it removes right-of-way from Lariat Lane, a road that was never properly constructed. Each lot will be greater than 5 acres. Lots 15A, 16A, 17A, and 17B will have access from FM 1341. Lots 10A, 11A, 12A, 13A, and 14A will have access from Windmill Road and Green Oak Drive. These lots are located in Kerrville's ETJ and will be platted through both the City of Kerrville and Kerr County. County engineer requests the court set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on June 28, 2021 for a revision of plat for Pack Saddle Acres, lots 10 through 17, volume 3, page 55, precinct 3.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion been made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Harris, to set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on June the 28th, 2021 for a revision of plat for Pack Saddle Acres, lots 10 through 17. Any discussion?
Question, Charlie, you might have said this, maybe I had a daydream, I'm not sure. Why is the city not going to relinquish plating authority on this one?
That needs to be answered by the city. I'm not an attorney, so I can't really explain why.
I haven't spoken to him specifically, but my brother, who is the county surveyor, says that it's coming from the city attorney, Mike Hayes. His opinion is the city can't relinquish rights for anything. Even though it's 5-6 miles outside Creek Road, they won't relinquish.
No.
And I'm having it before the P&Z on June 3rd for their approval. So we're having to go to both entities to get the approval.
This is an example of why we can't have an agreement with the city on handling the ETJ. But the good news is there's a meeting, I believe it's June 2nd, with the city to figure out how to resolve the ETJ issues.
And it could get worse if the ETJ goes to 2 miles.
And that's why the meeting's coming up right now. But anyway, it's an odd one. And
I think we'll get it resolved. I think we'll come to some
Right.
terms.
Uh,
I really do.
This just looks like one that the county ought to oversee, not the city.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We're supposed to send you a abandoned road that never really got put in.
Right.
It's locked
They
off.
release.
It's a public road, but there's no public access and no road.
Yeah. Don, on the plat, I know you mentioned earlier, the city wants to use this verbiage, replat it. Can we not put slash revision of plat, but have both of them on?
I'll do it whichever way.
If the city will go along with it, I'd rather have that. But
I'll find out at the June 3rd meeting. It's just coming up.
Okay.
If they're available, if they're agreeable, I'll put it replat/revision.
Yeah. Thank
I'll
you.
get with Charlie and make sure
Yep.
he's happy.
Yeah. Yep. We've been sensitive to that. So,
Okay.
and again, the reason that the court would not want to relinquish their plat review authority on this is because the right-of-way has been dedicated to us already from a previous plat. It only makes sense that the court needs to be involved in if it's going to go away.
The city can't get rid of something we did.
That's right.
Or got.
We were given.
Right. It's got to go back through the same entity that did it originally.
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, we set a public meeting for 10 a.m. on June 28, 2021 for a revision of plat for Pack Saddle Acres, lots 10 through 17. Next item on the agenda is 1.20. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on June 28, 2021 for a revision of plat for RH Ranch Lot 8 in Precinct 4. Charlie Hastings.
A 10.01 acre tract had been previously improperly divided out of Lot 8. It's a platted lot. This proposal attempts to correct the error. Lot 8A will be 10.01 acres out of the existing Lot 8, which is platted as a 98 acre lot. The remainder of Lot 8, 88 acres, must be platted before it can be developed. This is to set a public hearing. We will be in contact with the remainder of that lot to try to convince them to join the party and get their stuff taken care of now. Don't know how that's going to go. County engineer requests the court set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on June 28, 2021 for a revision of plat for RH Ranch, part of Lot 8, Volume 3, page 84, Precinct 4.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Harris, seconded by Commissioner Moser, to set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on June 28, 2021 for revision of plat for RH Ranch Lot 8 in Precinct 4. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Okay, moving on to 1.21. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to set a public hearing on July 12, 2021 at 10 a.m. for the court to authorize the placement of signs regarding Kerr County property, authorized personnel only for portions of Shepherd Reese Road. In Precinct 1, Charlie Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. The portion of Shepherd Reese Road from the State Hospital south to the entrance of the Horizon subdivision, formerly known as Roller Coaster Hill, was relocated and reconstructed about 15 years ago to address overly steep grades, inadequate road width, and other safety issues. It is classified as an arterial, and traffic is projected to increase over the next 10 years as the area continues to develop and beyond those 10 years. It was reconstructed on an embankment. Both sides of the steepest sections have guardrails, thus limiting access to the former road. The shoulder is about 4 feet wide on each side, and it is striped a double yellow, meaning passing is forbidden, and the speed limit is 45 miles per hour. There are 2 access points on the west side along this stretch intended and meant only for road and bridge crews, for maintenance and material storage purposes. One point of access is suitable for an entry only, while the other can be used as an entrance or exit. However, this can only be done with extreme caution by trained road and bridge employees driving road and bridge equipment. The use of these access points by any untrained motorist is not advised. In fact, I've heard that around the 4th of July, there have been folks known to drive down there and park, and it is so dangerous. The speed limit is 45, and if people are doing 45, and you're not trained on how to get out of there, you don't have flaggers, and your vehicle is not really tall where you have better sight visibility, you can get hit. And it's very, very concerning to me. Therefore, the county engineer requests that the court set a public hearing on July 12, 2021 at 10 a.m. for the court to authorize the placement of signs reading Kerr County property, authorized personnel only for portions of Shepherd Reese Road, Precinct 1. Would like to also let you all know, as we have been researching deeds and trying to see, is there an issue with any of that property that still fronts the old Shepherd Reese Road there? And there is a pretty good stretch of land there that technically that's their only access. So my thought is, if we get these signs up and they want to develop, and that's their only way to get in and out, that there's going to have to be a lot of engineering involved. But I think these signs allow those people to come to the court and say, can you authorize us to access too? And if the court did, it would have to be with the exception that some major engineering has to happen to make that road safe for vehicles to pull off of and get back onto Shepherd Reese Road in that section. If you drive by and just look out your window, you'll understand very quickly. And I would not pull off and test it. Just know we're trained, we know what we're doing. And we need signs that keep the traveling motorist off.
How many signs, Charlie?
I think we need 2. One at each. We kind of have there's 2 gaps in the guardrails, and it would be one at each. One at each. Yes, sir.
I move for approval. Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Ballou, seconded by Commissioner Harris, to set a public hearing for July 12, 2021 at 10 a.m. for the court to authorize the placement of signs regarding Kerr County property, authorized personnel only for portions of Shepherd Reese Road. Any discussion? Very well. Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0.
Judge, leading up to that public hearing, we will continue to flesh this out and give you some really good documents so that at the public hearing, everyone that shows up can see and really understand what the issues are.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Let's move on to the approval agenda. Item 2.1 is paid bills. Ms. Shelton.
Good morning. Invoices for today's consideration amount to $595,740.95.
Who would pay the bills as presented by the county auditor?
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Moser, seconded by Commissioner Ballou to approve the bills as presented. Is there any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Budget amendments.
Yes, I'm looking around for the first assistant, but
You just left.
You need to talk to his boss.
how about we have 8 budget amendments here for y'all's consideration. The first, what is that, 6 there are just basic moving from one line item to another. We are certifying new revenue for the HAVA 2020 grant. And then we're certifying new revenue for the sheriff's office, and the donations here are the ones that y'all approved at the last meeting.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Harris to approve the budget amendments as presented. Is there any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Late bills.
There are not many.
Auditors' reports.
Yes, we recently completed 2 internal audits for the Justice of the Peace Precinct 3 and the Kerr County Tax Assessor Collector's Office, and we just ask that you accept the reports.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Baloo, seconded by Commissioner Moser to approve the auditors' reports as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Monthly reports.
Yes, April 2021 monthly reports, District Clerk Dawn Lance. Fines, judgments, and jury fees collected, JP4, Bill Ragsdale. Animal Control Services, Director Reagan Givens. County Treasurer, Tracy Sullivan. And Environmental Health, Director Ashley Batters. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion been made by Commissioner Harris, seconded by Commissioner Baloo to approve the monthly reports as presented. Is there any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Court orders.
Yes, we have court orders from our May 10th meetings, numbers 38697 through 38726. Jackie, was 26 given to everyone on the court?
Correct, that was- yes.
Okay, so long, that's the one related to consulting services. They'll let to be in order. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Letts and seconded by Commissioner Harris to approve the court orders as presented. Is there any discussion?
Can I make a quick comment on the court orders? Y'all are about to hopefully approve 38697 through 38725 were from Monday, May 10th, 2021. 38726 was, I actually don't know the date. Do you?
May 17th, I'm sorry. I combined them. They were on 2 different meetings.
Okay.
So with that clarified,
Yes.
any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Information agenda. Status reports from department heads. There being none, then let's move on to status reports from elected officials. None? Then status reports from liaison commissioners.
Just a reminder of City County Annual Meeting with Airport Board on June 16th. Big important meeting. I call it the Fisher Cut Bait meeting. Okay.
Comment I have is that in June, the CIP will be making several recommendations to the board. Judge and I are still meeting with that group, and one of the things that group is looking at, and I think the court needs to be looking at as well, is thinking of people to serve on the
steering committee.
Thanks. Steering committee for that. We've asked all the members of the CIP to come up with, I think, 5 names. Those would have to be approved by the court, but think of some others too. I think it'd be good for us to think of as well as people that would be good to have on that steering committee. Will be coming up pretty soon. I'll also be talking about some coming up, probably hiring a bond consultant to keep us, we talked a little bit about that at the last meeting, but to keep us on the straight and narrow as to what we can and can't say once the bond issue is called. Make sure all the verbiage and anything we put out is legal and all that. And also to help give us some guidance.
Sure.
So But all that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks, it looks like. And last week I met with Jake and Jeff, I can't think of his last name, but anyway, out of Colorado. Went over at the Hooken Youth Event Center, events, a number of, talked about the Kerr County Fair a little bit, which is on hold at the moment. This year will not be putting on a fair, so how that might look going forward. Also talked about some other possible events over there, maybe something like the Christmas Village, River Star, Pumpkin Patch, something, things that have been popular out there and successful, like the Renaissance Fair. They've been very popular, things that the community seems to like to go to those type of events and try to look at that if there's a way to how to fund that, and also looking at some how they're going to go forward with the liquor license. Evidently, it's quite complicated for that facility. Partially because the stock show has a license on part of it. You can only have one entity can have a license on a facility and things of that nature. And at the same time, evidently, the state's rewriting the liquor laws or the regulations through the TABC, which has added a little bit of more confusion to it. But they're working through that process. They file into the applications, so they'll be able to serve liquor. And they're also very sensitive to how to move forward and probably coming back to the court. Just like right now, Quinceaneras, for example, bring their own beer in, and it's not a real simple thing as to how they operate that and do that license. But all that's working.
So the Stock Show Association maintains a license for the premises?
They have the ability. I may have mistermed that. They have the ability to bring in liquor and have it into their one little room.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they have a license or not, but they're allowed to do that. But because of that, it all gets complicated. And not just that.
They bought a dispensation, is that what you're saying?
It's complicated. And I've talked to people in Center Point area it's also complicated. It's just.
Is Spectrum going to sort through all that? Or?
Yeah, they're doing it.
They're working on it.
Yeah, they've applied for the license. It's just good. They're just working through how it actually all works and how you let other people bring alcohol into the facility or you can, what all the rules are. So it's all working.
You and I talked about a pumpkin patch before, and Hill Country Arts Foundation did one last year in Ingram. And talking to Sarah there, she said you have to put in about a year in advance for pumpkins.
Yeah.
Takes a little planning.
Okay. So
big deal.
Well, the only thing I'd circle back to the CIP, which, we get caught up in acronyms. That's our Capital Improvement Planning Committee, which has been a very, very productive committee. They've worked very, very hard. Dr. Templeton commented that Commissioner Harris approached him to serve for Precinct 4. There'll probably be 3 or 4 meetings a month.
Yeah.
These people have put in yeoman's duty. And what I would share with the court is the steering committee that we're trying to put together is we're trying to put the finishing touches on the bond issue that we're going to take to the people. We've already purchased some of the structures that would be part of the facilities that we want to improve. But the CIP committee has worked very, very well. I can't tell you how pleased I am with it. And the format for that was that each commissioner chose one person to serve on that committee, and then I chose one representing the county. And they have been faithful to their charge, I will tell you. And so when we were talking about the steering committee, we want the steering committee to equally reflect the diversity of the county. And so we've asked the representatives on the CIP from Precinct 4, Precinct 1, be thinking about people that are in your area, because we're trying to build a consensus of opinion countywide for this. And it's not just them that we need suggestions from. I want to invite you as the commissioners and the public. Make recommendations to us. We're trying to put together a strong group of civic-minded people to try to help us upgrade our facilities for the county, some of which haven't been upgraded in almost 100 years. And it's remarkable. For those of you that don't know county government, I invite you to come down and let us show you. We do remarkably well with things that most counties would have raised and built a new courthouse long before now. But we've made it work. We've got some good suggestions that we're bringing to the people. We're looking to get people involved to help us figure out the best way to do this. So I just offer that for what it's worth. Is there anything else we have before the court today? I don't believe we have any executive session items that I saw. Okay, then we didn't jinx it. We did go through this pretty efficiently. And Kirk County Commissioners Court is now adjourned.
Okay.